the health of our family. Mainly the water quality, what we're going to be drinking, what we're going to be ingesting, the health of my kids, air pollution, privacy. We're surrounded on 3 sides, and we have small children. Who's going to be working, who's going to be in those fields, who's going to be around my house, and are we even going to have water, I guess.
My biggest concern is our environment. And once our environment is polluted and ruined, our air, our water quality, there's no getting it back. Once it's done, it's done.
I'm big on health, and when you pollute the water, like we know it will, they say it may pollute the water, but absolutely it's going to pollute the water. And water is life. Without water, we have nothing. We have ill health, we have disease.
One of the biggest concerns is water. Water quality. If we damage the quality of our water, you have air and you have water. Them are the 2 most important things in anyone's life.
It absolutely scares me to think about when I walk to my refrigerator to get my 10-15 glasses of ice and water every day. Have I tested my water recently enough to know that that thaw or that big rainfall that we got or the smell that we have is an indicator that maybe they've just spread manure or liquids in the fields that will be all around our home.
We've already been told by hydrologists that 10 parts per million per nitrates in your water is maximum for health care. They've told us already with the soil we have here and the sandy soil, and we don't have the heavy modeling in our soil to stop the nitrates from going down, that we're looking minimally at 30 to 40% guaranteed. 10 is considered the max for health.
If you don't have clean air and water, what do you have? I mean, that's huge. That's everything.
I asked right away, okay, once you get nitrates in your water, in your aquifer, in your drinking water, how do you eliminate them? I was told you don't, right from the hydrologist. You can go to a filter system in your home. You can filter out some of the stuff, but should you have to pay for filtering in your home? You've had perfect water before.
We've got a wraparound deck 3/4 of the way around our house, and right now we're in the middle of nowhere. We've got nothing but trees. We've got a creek in the backyard that is currently dry due to the weather conditions. We like the creek. I'm an avid outdoorsman. We bought the house to have 40 acres to hunt on. So I definitely love the outdoors. We spend as much time as we can outside. The smell, maybe a person could get used to it over time, but I mean, obviously we'd love to be able to keep the natural resources the way they are.
And every morning I open up the French doors on the house, and the animals all go to the windows to watch the birds and squirrels and stuff. And I sit there and have my coffee, and I do enjoy that fresh air every single day, unless there's snow on the ground. And it makes me cry thinking about someone having the right to possibly take that from me.
My daughter has asthma. My husband, borderline asthma. I have asthma. So you start getting these particulates right now. Our little guy, who's 2, is going through hay fever. He's congested every day, things like that. How much is that going to, intensify? Is he going to be miserable every single day of his life because he's breathing these contaminants in? Are we going to be able to have our windows open right now? We get beautiful breeze blowing through, and you can hear the trees and things like that. The deer in our backyard. I mean, just all the things that we cherish about that property that make it valuable would potentially be gone.
Your health. My gosh, the diseases, cancers, children dying. When you see the footage of the kids suffering and dying, that really gets you. People with any illness already, compromised immune systems, the elderly, anybody who doesn't want to get, whatever diseases or health conditions down the road. Anyone at all who cares about their health, their life.
We've got a 2-year-old at the house. So what impact is that going to ultimately have on him? And for us as a family, we've got 4 kids, my wife and I, we're concerned with their health.
Digesters can correct a few of the E. coli problems in the solid manure. The liquid manure, however, which is going to be in the lagoon, does not change much according to the slide charts. The problems also with the pathogens and the pesticides on application to the fields different times. The runoff can be 6 months later, 8 months later. It doesn't have to coincide perfectly with the deposits. As people have these shallow wells, not too deep, even the drilled wells, those pathogens, those pesticides, the nitrates, the phosphorus, so many things that are causing health problems, heavy metal contaminants in the soil, in the water. You can buy bottled water. How can you buy bottled water to shower with, wash your face with, brush your teeth with? Children play outside, they can wash their hands. Their hands are probably contaminated and they can't even use your water at your house.
I have a relative's sibling who worked out at the Wysocki farm out of Nakusa, and he is an immigrant worker. He gets paid $95 cash a day. He works 12-hour shifts and it's 7 days a week. So when these CAFOs or factory farms talk about how many people they're going to employ in the area, the jobs that they're providing are not quality jobs. They're not, people aren't receiving the benefits that they need to support their family, and the working conditions. You're breathing in so much ammonia, the pesticides, the what have you that's in the air. It's so polluted. The working conditions are so rough generally at a CAFO that the turnover in employees is pretty high too. People just can't maintain their jobs. They end up sick.
I'm also concerned about the lesser value of our homes, because we've just remodeled our home within the last 6 years, put on a big addition, new siding, new windows, new roof, have done a lot of remodeling, and of course the value of our house is going to go way down with this.
Four-bedroom house, 3-bath on 40 acres with a creek going in, land easement, all the seclusion you want, nothing but trees. And we stuck in basically our savings in this house to get it to what we want. And now it's, after 2.5 years, it's our house. We don't want to have to give that up, and we know if we're going to sell it, you know, we're going to take just a huge bath on it.
Yeah, nobody's ever going to build a house here, a business. Would you build a house here with that in here? I wouldn't.
I'm not against growth. I'm not against, I understand all that, but here's another issue. We hear from certain county supervisors. You guys want to fight this. You people in Saratoga want to fight this. You can't keep fighting. You can't fight the growth. Well, who, if this goes and this dairy and this farm goes on such a huge, that's 8,000 acres. This is not a family farm. I mean, the Wysockis might say, oh, we're a family farm. This is not a family farm in most people's perception. If this goes, who is going to build a home, and what business is going to build south of Wisconsin Rapids when you're building into the center of a barnyard? Come on, it's a fact. Them are the concerns I have. We're not going to get growth in our town. We're going to lose any growth we'd ever have.
Well, I've been a lifelong resident of Saratoga, and this area has always been rural, residential, and recreational property. It's not farm country. Anybody with common sense knows you can't grow crops in the sand without tons of fertilizer, tons of pesticide, tons of herbicides, and millions of gallons of water. And that's what Wysocki wants to come in here and do.
Bought our house. We took a gamble a couple years ago because my husband's an avid hunter and loves privacy. And we bought a beautiful house surrounded by nothing but woods. And if this goes through, basically 3, potentially 4 sides of our house are going to be surrounded by crops.
Wildlife habitat along the 10 Mile Creek is phenomenal. My son and I spend a tremendous amount of time in the wetland bottoms of the 10 Mile Creek. It's all public land. accessible to anyone, and it is a phenomenal amount of wildlife lives there. Waterfowl especially. My son and I are waterfowl enthusiasts.
I love trees. I can't live without trees. That is the reason I moved to the town of Saratoga where I did, was because we had all that beautiful Plum Creek land behind us. Gorgeous trees.
The deer and the turkeys, and people hunt there, and it's fine.
And groups of wood ducks and mallards over the course of the last 3 years, and we're trying to conserve that.
For them to come in here and strip the landscape and strip our resources.
But most of that area is beautiful, big, mature, fabulous trees. We have animals coming into our house every single day. All summer we've had 3 hen turkeys with 19 babies. We've had sandhill cranes with a baby. We've had rabbits. We've had fawns. All those things are going to lose their homes.
And we got 2 trout streams that will be affected by this, and people have put a lot of time and effort into making those trout streams, you know, bringing them back and making them viable.
And so the wildlife in the area that we walk through the woods and show to our children and talk to our kids about potentially be gone. Our privacy, the hunting aspect of it. The main reasons we bought the house, for the privacy, the woods, the wildlife, the creek in the backyard that's low to begin with. All the main reasons, and the value that the house has for us and other people would be gone.
I'm concerned about not being able to find a lot of positive information that this would be good for the community. I would like to see the whole community become involved and find out the information, the research that we found out that's out there. There is a lot of misconception, this being agriculture, a dairy farm. Dairy farms are cute. Yes, I would love to go on the ride to Marshfield. We saw the cows in the field and the naturally occurring process of the manure and the stability of the ground. This is industrialized farming, and I would choose everybody, and I would challenge everybody to do the research why this is different from a family farm.
There are so many levels of wrong about it, because all of us have worked our whole lives to be where we are, and no one should have the right to compromise that.
Right now is I feel like we can't do anything about it. We're an existing community, and there's a lot of legislature in place that protects existing farms from having communities kind of come in and complain about the smell of the air and things like that, but what's in place to help protect us? This is our house, we bought the land, we own it, and from what I've seen so far, there's absolutely nothing that can protect us at this point.
And since I heard about this, I've just been online and videos and scared to death, really.
It's a bad situation all around. I don't see putting this in the middle of 6,000 people. It's going to affect the town of Rome too. You know, water doesn't stop at the county line.
And the DNR has to wake up and realize that the people don't want it, the town of Saratoga doesn't want it, and we all think Waisakis are crazy for even thinking about it.
So many areas just devastated. From your property value to your taxes going up to, like I said, the biggest, your environment, your air, your water.
Our way of life will be changed into what cost and why it will be allowed to do that, I'm not sure.
I mean, to me, this is devastating to the economy. Who wants to come to Wisconsin Rapids, the town of Saratoga, on vacation, this beautiful land, and see a CAFO? Nobody. Nobody. The economy will go down tremendously. This is not good for us in the town of Saratoga. It's not good for the town of Rome. It's not good for the city of Wisconsin Rapids. It is not good for the state of Wisconsin. It is not good.
What a proposal means to you.
What a proposal means to you, or this proposal?
This proposal.
This proposal means to us that we can continue to raise crops, employ people, develop a business, and continue to grow as both an organization and a community, and to do it in the way that we can best mesh in with the community.
That's not a proposal to me. If you want to come for a proposal to me means you're going to bring it in front of the board before you come in the back door.